welcome back to another best of 5 series held in Valencia on the Dreamhack tournament 2022. We have a great engagement, great international engagement in between the two pro players, as we have spawning in the low, left in the blue. It is ELAZER from Poland and his opponent spawning here in the upper right. In the red it is Dark, and by the looks of it, yes indeed, a different strategy here for the Zerg. We have a nice ZVZ as Dark opening up here with a fast spawning pool. Let's see where exactly this is going to be taking him. So he's going to be really aggressive early on versus ELAZER, and ELAZER, by the looks of it, with his second overload, with droning up, I believe he's going to go into a fast expansion. So this could be a very quick game number one in between these two pros if the strategy from Dark is going to work out. Let's see. Overload is being made, the spawning pool is about to finish really soon at the same time with the overload. So nice timing here for Dark as he's preparing a full launch attack against the Polish player. We see that fast expansion going up. Of course, no extractor, no spawning pool yet for ELAZER, as the first 6 Zerglings do make it out here, are being produced here by Dark. And yes, also ELAZER really slow with his, actually he's moving out pretty consistent with his overload. The same can be said here from the timing as the two overlords meet, but of course it's going to take quite some time for this overload to reach the main from Dark. And let's see if he's going to actually see those Zerglings that move out from Dark. Will be of course ringing some alarm bells for him. So yeah, there it is. He sees of course now the Zerglings, as his expansion is going to be pretty much under threat. Might be lucky that it will finish before those Zerglings arrive. Let's see at his reaction. His spawning pool is also about to get finished, and yeah, the Zerglings are pouring in, 6 of them. And let's have a look how this is going to work out for Dark, as the expansion is already taking quite some damage. You also see the production tab, Dark going for his expansion as well, droning up a little bit and nicely kiting those Zerglings. Of course, some drones have to be pulled, but remember, all of those drones are not mining, so this is really good for Dark, as he still damages the expansion with his 8 Zerglings in, even sniping the second drone. So really great start. The third drone is down. Finally some Zerglings to pour out, as the first queens are also being produced. So now ELAZER should be able to hold this, but at what cost? So much mining time has been delayed, as 5 drones have also been killed. So pretty good start in the end. Yeah, ELAZER should hold as soon as the queens pop out. And yeah, there is that queen, and with this I believe the rush is pretty much held, as yeah, worker wise they're still at the same worker count. A pretty good hold for ELAZER versus Dark, as the expansion is also being finished by Dark. So nice aggressive early game by the Zergs, especially by Dark of course. And yeah, let's see how this game is going to be continuing now, as the Zergling count has pretty much fallen really low. And yes, things finally seem to have settled down a little bit, as the overlords are in position nicely for both players. Good vision for them. Let's see if there's going to be a transition into roaches. We might see a transition into a tier 2, perhaps some mutilus could be an option for both players. And yeah, let's just see how things will unfold as we are closing at the 5-minute mark. Currently both of them are pretty much droning up. There's even speed being done by ELAZER, and yeah, Dark I believe already has that speed done, so really nice job by him. No, actually speed is not being done here by Dark, so pretty soon ELAZER will have the movement advantage of course against his opponent. We see some creep X being spawned, nice evolution chamber, perhaps just to block the entrance here by Dark, as yeah, speed will be finished really soon for ELAZER, and now speed has just started for Dark. So Dark might be back really soon. He might have not that much more of an advantage now against ELAZER, as ELAZER with that speed we have of course a really strong pushing advantage, just to pull here forward with some Zerglings into that mirror count. Let's see what exactly his options are. Currently he's also defending the ledge here, defending the ramp with this evolution chamber. Some Zerglings have made it here through towards the second expansion point. Second expansion also taken by Dark. The ELAZER, even though he is now currently producing those Zerglings, the Dark just wants to buy some time with those Zerglings here. And the speed has been done, and speed only halfway done by Dark. So this could be the chance now from ELAZER, as he's pushing out with his Zerglings straight towards, I believe, this expansion point. And more Zerglings are pouring in, so this could be really strong for the Polish player against the South Korean one, as The queens now finally have to come here forward. Speed is still there for ELAZER. Dark almost being finished with that speed, so of course he needs to buy some time. He needs to wait it out. As you know, finally both of them having speed. So yeah, this should of course be held by Dark, as the expansions are pretty much going to finish at the same time for them. So really interesting Zerg versus Zerg matchup. Let's just check the mains. Or is there any Roach Warren? Perhaps a Baning Nest somewhere? No, we actually have a Roach Warren being built, and the Roach Warren also being already done for Dark. This is pulling forward really great number of Zerglings going straight towards this hatchery, nicely microing those Zerglings, leaving some Zerglings here to attack this point. So lots and lots of numbers of Zerglings, and some Banings are being spawned in the back of this. So a hidden Baning Nest for Dark versus ELAZER. Let's see if he's going to get some connection with those Banings. The Banings are pouring in, just the Queen is getting targeted. Another Baning is being spawned, and more units are being, of course, taken left and right. But the Queen is being surrounded. Some Banings are still pouring in forward for Dark. ELAZER caught a little bit by surprise as more and more Zerglings try, of course, to get some connection against those drones. Many drones will fall. Oh, actually, ELAZER doing a really nice job microing those drones, but in the end the Phoenix do get some connections. In the end, ELAZER is going to hold, but at what cost? His expansion has fallen. The Zerglings are pouring back now for Dark. This is ELAZER has held, but Dark with a small economic advantage with those extra 4 workers against ELAZER. So nice job by him. Let's see how this is going to be continuing, as we have the Roach one, so we might see a transition from both players into Roaches. And yeah, there are those Roaches, so they should be able to hold this back, of course, against Dark. So yeah, nice job. Nice transition by ELAZER into Roaches. And yeah, Dark pretty much the same. Let's have a look at the production type. No, it's still Roaches, and still Zerglings being produced here, interestingly enough, for Dark. He sees the expansion point is not being taken back by ELAZER, and at the same time he is now droning up really heavily, and some Roaches are also being added by him. We even have some Ravagers, so Dark looking really strong. Finally the Roaches will be able to secure this position. Was much more tankiness against those Zerglings, so they will be able to push this back, as some Zerglings are also pouring here on the map. Tropical Sacrifice, we see some nice sand, some nice grass, and some nice palm trees here onto this map, as yeah, Dark is pretty much moving out with his Zerglings, with his Ravagers and Roaches. And let's just see if he's going to commit. We also have some units here. He might try to go for a surround maneuver against those Roaches. He's pretty much, by the looks of it on the minimap, yes, he's going straight for this expansion point, and the ELAZER has nicely blocked this ramp. But this expansion is a little bit exposed, as in comes Dark with so many Zerglings and Ravagers. 4 Ravagers and massive amounts of Zerglings as he's pulling in. Nice door shot here by ELAZER, as he's able to deal, of course, so much damage, but somehow those Zerglings do pull here forward, and now they get a great surround. Really nicely done by Dark, and I don't know if ELAZER can come back from this. He might try to have to pull those drones. Yes, indeed, some drones will get pulled, as the Queen is now getting targeted, and so much damage being taken by the Polish player. And yeah, there it is. There's the first GG. Dark taking game number 1. Let's just jump straight into game number 2. Game number 2, this time both players spawning on Waterfall, also the ASL map, as we have in the lower left, in the red, once again Dark from South Korea, and his opponent in the upper right in the blue, ELAZER from Poland. So Europe versus Asia once again. Dark with a nice game number 1, really aggressive game number 1 against ELAZER, rushing him and not allowing him to take that second expansion. And yeah, Ravagers really strong against those Roaches from ELAZER. Let's see what ELAZER is going to be doing. Perhaps he's now the one going for a fast spawning pool, but yeah, no such thing. Dark also not going for a fast spawning pool, so we see a pretty normal build order by them. Nothing this time out of the ordinary by Dark. And here we see both players with the same timing. Oh, hold on, we actually see a extractor into spawning pool first, so no expansion once again by Dark. An interesting build order by him. ELAZER going for his fast expo. So yeah, once again Dark preparing perhaps a launch, this time with a faster speed upgrade for those Zerglings, just not like in game number 1 with those Zerglings. His speed was really late. Let's see how he's going to change this, as his spawning pool is going to of course allow him to upgrade that speed upgrade. So yeah, there is his expansion, a different build order for him. Spawning pool is going to be of course much faster than the one from ELAZER. And let's see where exactly this is going to be taking us, as the overalls of course nicely spreading out of the map, just to give as much vision as possible for these two players. We see the first 6 Zerglings being produced. There's the hatch. 1 queen is also being produced. Of course, you have everything here in the upper left part, and the timer here, just in case you want to compare some build orders. Yeah, the first Zerglings do pour out, but the spawning pool is also going to get finished really soon by ELAZER. So yeah, let's see if those Zerglings will perhaps damage some of those drones into this location. The first queen is also being produced, and slowly but steadily Dark is moving forward. And what exactly can he be doing, as the first Zerglings are also being produced? So in comes the Zerglings from Dark, heading straight towards this expansion. Well, if he just wants to damage the expansion, or no, he's just trying for a surround against those Zerglings. Interesting stuff here by Dark, as he's once again microing those Zerglings really nicely, dealing damage towards this one expansion. The queen might be exposed really soon, as Dark once again going for a surrounding maneuver towards this one queen. The ELAZER's Zerglings are here, but there's the queen, and she's getting back up by those Zerglings, so ELAZER should be able to hold. And yeah, the attack has pretty much fended off, but I believe this was the plan from Dark. Just wanted to damage this expansion. The expansion already almost at half. It is of course going to get some HP regeneration out on that creep. Might even get healed by those queens, but in the end the damage has already been done, and Dark might try to just target this one expansion down until it's going to fall. Let's have a look. Speed is being done already for him. We have a roach warrant for ELAZER. As yeah, in comes Darks with some banelings and also a nice move out with those Zerglings. So really great going here forward towards the base from ELAZER. ELAZER nicely blocking the entrance. The banelings don't get through. More and more banelings to pull here forward. There's a nice block here by ELAZER, but in the end, sadly for him, his queens has fallen. The banelings once again getting some connections, trying to go for those Zerglings. More and more is getting pulled here forward, as the banelings will move forward towards the drones, trying to get some connections once again, as still Dark doesn't really make any good hits. Now finally getting 3 drones. A great spread here by the Polish player. There's still Zerglings here from Dark, and 5 drones have been killed. As yeah, the queens once again have to fight against all of those Zerglings. Another queen has fallen, and ELAZER taking more and more damage here from Dark. So really nice aggressive gameplay here once again by the South Korean player. We have passed the 4-minute mark. More and more Zerglings to pull here forward, but in the end ELAZER should be able to hold with his Zerglings and with his queens. And yeah, even the drones get pulled, so really hard micro-intensive gameplay for both of them. But Dark just heading straight towards the drones, sorry, towards the queens, as more and more connections get able to be done here with those banelings. So nice rush by the South Korean player. And yeah, worker wise, however, if you look at the workers, there's still 18 workers versus 23, so ELAZER holds. Still some workers sadly for him will fall. But yes, the problem for ELAZER is that he has lost so many queens against this rush. Not really the loss of those drones, but yes, so many queens have dropped, as only 1 is being prepared here. And Dark already having, of course, his queens at home. 2 of them just injecting larva and spreading the creep. So nice job here by Dark. Just 2 queens for him. More heavily into queens ELAZER, but right now he's just staying. He has to drone up more and more drones, but we have 6 more drones for Dark, as he's now also going for his evolution chamber and his second expansion. So a good game here once again, a good early game once again by Dark. Really aggressive, but hold on, some Zerglings to make it here forward for ELAZER, as he might try to snipe this one expansion. So this could be really good for him. Not that many units being left for Dark. Look at that, he's only at 9 army versus all of those Zerglings. A really great micro-intensive game, but in the end Dark is going to hold as his expansion keeps continuing here. So let's see what exactly is he going for. A tier 2? No such thing, as he might try to add a roach warren. So once again, just like in game number 1, might go heavily into Zerglings and then roaches with Ravagers. And the ELAZER pretty much on the defense, holding here his ground with those queens. Let's check his main. He's actually going for a tier 2. Actually, his tier 2 is about to get finished. So we might see a Spire from him. We might see some Mutalisk. It'd be really nice to see those Mutalisks. The perfect counter against those Roaches and Ravagers. And also really deadly against the economy. So we're about to find out what exactly ELAZER is going for. As I'm currently just seeing some Roaches being built. And some upgrades going out. So yeah, no Spire yet being built by ELAZER, just massive amounts of Roaches, as he might try to kill the expansion here from Dark. Let's see if he's going to be successful, but Dark pretty much having control from the middle of the map as he's pulling forward with his Zerglings, but there's 2 queens here, so he should be able to hold the Roaches in the back as well. So let's see how things will unfold. No desire from ELAZER to go for his Spire. Do we have a tier 2 for Dark? No, but perhaps he made it somewhere else. But yeah, no such thing, as he's going pretty much heavily into Roaches as well and Zerglings. So yeah, let's have a look what will happen, what will be the next steps by those 2 pros. Or those Zerglings somehow going to pull here forward, but no, ELAZER decides to move out. He decides to spread more queen eggs around the map. And yeah, the Roaches are now moving out with those queens. There's even some creep being spread by those overlords. Nicely done here by ELAZER, of course, to allow those queens to heal themselves onto the creep. And yeah, ELAZER being really aggressive, but this will mean that the door is shut. No, ELAZER even taking care of that, so really nice gameplay by him. The Roaches do make it here forward, but once again we have Ravagers, and one Ravager is getting sniped by those Roaches, but Dark once again with a nice maneuver surrounding all of those Roaches, but Queens are here to support with healing. Then can be set for Dark, and let's have a look. Dark having more and more masses, once again sniping those Queens, and yes, this is going to be the GG for ELAZER. He tried a nice timing push, but in the end Dark able to hold, and not only that, but he had his second expansion. Team number 3 in between ELAZER and Dark, so this time they're spawning on Stargazers. Very interesting name for a map. As in the upper right, once again in the red, we have Dark from South Korea, and his opponent in the upper left in the blue, it is ELAZER. And yeah, let's see how the strategies are going to perhaps change this time onto this map. What exactly is going to be the difference in the build order? And I already see Dark going once again for a fast spawning pool, really fast spawning pool at around the 25-minute mark, and no such thing out of ELAZER. So once again Dark being the player who decides to be more aggressive, just like in game number 1. Let's see if this is going to work out for him. ELAZER should be pretty much prepared for this, as he's going for his expansion. Minerals should be there really soon, so there's that fast expansion for ELAZER. Let's see how exactly he's going to fend off the first attack, as the Overlord, once again the timing from the Overlord and the timing from the spawning pool pretty much the same for Dark, as he should be able to spawn the first Zerglings. He has 2 larvas. Let's see where yes, indeed he's going for his Zerglings, 6 of them, as another larva has spawned out. Yeah, he's also going for his extractor. He really wants that speed being done. The ELAZER, of course, not having any idea of this, as his spawning pool just started. Now the first Overlord is also moving out right into this location. Dark also taking here his expansion, so really nice stuff here by him, as the first 6 Zerglings do pour out, and I believe he's going straight towards the expansion point to finish, to just damage it as much as possible. ELAZER sees this, and let's see if he's going to pull some drones. He might have to pull some drones. Let's see exactly what exactly is going to happen here, as both players are pretty much now, as even some long distance mining just to clear this expansion point, but ELAZER should know that he will be in trouble really soon. His expansion once again is going to get targeted, so this is the strategy from Dark. He's heading straight towards that expansion point just to damage it, just to cause some chaos. And yes, ELAZER indeed has to pull some drones, also many drones, as we have 8 Zerglings now by Dark. And yeah, the drones are here, they're clumping themselves up together. Great micro by ELAZER, nicely microing those drones out of harm. But we already have 10 Zerglings now. Finally the Zerglings do come in for ELAZER as well. We might see some queens also. Queen is being produced here, and still no units have fallen, so interesting enough, great micro. Just a couple of Zerglings here, but that's okay. No drones have fallen for ELAZER. This is still at 20 workers versus the 13 for Dark. So this could be really strong for ELAZER holding this attack, as the queen has also been spawned. And now the queen, sadly for him, taking quite some damage, but the Zerglings do fall here. Second queen is here, so ELAZER should be able to hold this really nicely. So good job here by him holding the attack Let's check the main from the Dark. This is going for his speed. No speed upgrade yet for the Polish player. As yeah, his droning count is however really strong, but somewhere a Overlord has fallen. So luckily this Queen, yes indeed, the Queen has sniped the Overlord from ELAZER. ELAZER of course really busy with that micro out of those Zerglings and Queens, as his ELAZER is also taking his expansion. So he wants to play it of course into a macro oriented game. Zerglings will fall for him, so a little bit of a mistake, I don't know, perhaps a bad rally, and a second Overlord is now getting chased away. So really bad stuff here for ELAZER, as his second Overlord is getting killed. And yeah, once again Dark moving out with quite a strong force. I don't think, let's have a look, there are two Queens here, but are there some Zerglings? As the in comes, yes, there is that GG. So Dark with an overwhelmingly forcing ELAZER out, and those two Queens being killed. Look at that, even another Queen has been killed. The army really low for ELAZER, and yeah, Dark takes the series 3-0. So congratulations for him. Really interesting strategies, very aggressive strategies by Dark. In the end, ELAZER hold really strong, but yeah, Dark just transitioning into Roaches, Ravagers, and so on. So yeah, in the end, nice micro by both players. But yeah, Dark taking it 3-0, so congratulations for him. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.